Admin Academy, brought to you by the Business of the Kingdom. My name is Tracy Thomas, and I am the founder and CEO of the Business of the Kingdom. And it is our distinct pleasure to be with you on today. And so we're going to jump right into our session. We've been talking a lot about event services, especially in the area of guest management. And so on today's session, we're going to continue with that topic of guest management and talking about the guests that you have as featured performers or speakers or people that are on your program to help to make your event a success. So, the main thing that we are going to focus on in the area of this topic is hospitality. And that is hospitality that you provide to your guests even prior to the event starting, because hospitality does not just start when the event happens or when people show up for your event, but it actually starts as soon as you announce that you're having an event. That is very important, especially for the people that you invite to be on your program or invite to be part of your event to help to make your event a success. So you might be wondering, how do you provide hospitality to someone that you can't see? You can't see them yet. They haven't arrived yet. This is prior to the event even starting. How are you able to provide hospitality to them? Well, I'm so glad that you asked, because you can first do so in your communication. So, in that vein, for the people that you've invited to be a part of your program, have you have you efficiently communicated the request that you want them to fulfill? Have you given them the date, the time, the location, as well as what you want them to do? What is their assignment? What is your request of them? All of those things should be well articulated to them so that they can be able to know exactly what it is that you're asking of them. And therefore, you can go back and forth with the communication as far as for filling in any gaps for questions that they may have or further assistance that they may need, so that they can therefore readily be a part of your event or be able to give you an answer so that you can be able to go forth from there. Right? So as far as for in keeping with a communication with the people that you invite to be guests on your program, or guests to be part of your event to help to make your event a success, one of the main things that comes up a lot as far as for that communication that happens prior to the event is the talk about accommodations. If your event is local and is in town, do they know how to get to your event venue, where parking is located? What entrance should they arrive? What time? What's the call time that they should arrive, etc. If your event is out of town, making sure that you provide adequate instructions as far as for travel and lodging is important. So then that way they can understand how they can prepare themselves in order to be able to travel to be a part of your events. Also, make sure that you are prepared to answer questions. Questions will come. It is inevitable whenever you are having an event that there will be questions, especially from the guests that you invite to be part of your event, to be on program, etc. So please be ready to answer questions and be able to answer them efficiently, especially in cases where there's a contract or a service agreement is in place. As far as for the guests that you're having on program, it's very important that you make sure that all communication is done efficiently so that there is no room for misinterpretation, there's no room for error, or someone not being on the same page, the two of you not being on the same page, so that therefore your event and your relationship with them, your partnership with them, can go forth smoothly, and therefore your event can be a success with them being on your program. The next thing, after they've accepted, they've said yes, they want to be a part, they're ready to come, and you're getting towards the time for your event to happen. You've been communicating back and forth. You've been talking. You've, had a great relationship. You fostered that bond between the two of you, and it's time to start preparing for your event to happen. It's time to start preparing for that guest to arrive for your event. The first thing is first. Whenever you have an event that's at a particular venue or, for wherever your event is going to be held, it's important that you know the facility. Do you know where the bathrooms are? Because that's a common question that a lot of people who are featured on a particular program will ask. Where are the bathrooms? If it's a type of event where a dressing room is provided for them, do you know how to get from the entrance to their dressing room, and then from the dressing room to where they will be performing or where the actual event will be held? Knowing the facility is important. Sometimes it even is beneficial to take a site visit or do a site tour, or prior to the event happening, if a formal situation of that nature of you being able to tour the facility can't happen, then just being able to go in and walk around just so that you can get your bearings straight as far as for where everything is in the facility, so that therefore when your guests arrive, you can know exactly where to take them. You know exactly where to go. So that way you can have the transition time of them getting from the entrance to their dressing room, if there is one, to where the actual event is held, etc. Down pat, smooth, and done seamlessly during the actual event time. All right. Lastly, one of the most important things to know when you're preparing for guests to arrive that are going to be on your program is to know who they are, know what they look like, know who you are serving, know who it is that's coming to your event. It requires you to do a little bit of research to know what they look like. If it be the case that, maybe their hairstyle has changed or something like that. It is also customary that if you're picking them up from the airport, or even when they are arriving to your particular venue from the hotel, to have a sign up. Let them find you. And that takes, of course, the communication of making sure that they know where to meet you. So then that way the two of you can link up in a very quick and easy manner, so that therefore they won't be lost, they won't be looking for you, you won't be looking for them, and that connection can be made so that they can do what you ask them to do in being part of your event. So pre-event hospitality is very important. It takes preparation, it takes research, it takes efficient communication, especially with the people that you have on program. One of the other aspects in along the lines of pre-event hospitality with guests that you have is going along the lines of knowing what it is that they prefer as far as for their performance requirements, or if it's a particular ministry, their ministry requirements, so that they can be at their best when they come to fulfill your requests. Sometimes that's written in their writer, if there is one, or in the contract that the two of you have negotiated and signed off on, or even can be as simple as you asking them if there's anything that they'd like to have, anything that they prefer, anything that they need, in order to make sure that they have everything that's necessary for them to be at their best to fulfill your requests. So, many might have been wondering, how do you provide hospitality prior to your event starting? It's something that's actually very important. As soon as you announce that you have an event, that you are having an event, that's when the hospitality clock starts. So remember that hospitality does not just begin when your guests arrive, but it's something that is important enough to put in place from day one. This has been another session of the Admin Academy, brought to you by the Business of the Kingdom. Connect with us at www.thebusinessofthekingdom.org, or you can find us on Instagram at The Business of the Kingdom, or on Facebook, The Business of the Kingdom. We will talk to you next time, and we hope to connect with you soon. Bye.